Alright, here we are. Softyroyal Day. The Carrera 132-124 scale track planner. It's actually for 124 scale, so um, we'll start out with zooming out because this grid's just way too close. So we'll just zoom out all the way so we have full range. See that there? We'll zoom in a little bit more. Alright, so if you're buying track, you have a bunch of track, you don't know what you're going to do, first thing you need to do is figure out your square footage and your available space. And once you do that, you can go up to this box right here. It says it right here, display floor plan. That's what you're holding your cursor over, so that's what it tells you you're going to click on. Boom, we have a box. This is 400 centimeters by 300 centimeters, as you can see, I'm sure. But that's not your exact table. So let's just customize it. I'm not going to do the math for you, figuring out centimeters to feet and all that. You'll have to open a separate page up here, for Google to translate centimeters to feet. So we'll just work with this box. And we'll modify it a little bit just so I can show you guys how to, change the floor plan, the display size here. You can change it to whatever your room is. I mean, maybe you have an L-shaped table. Maybe you have a triangle table. I don't freaking know. But for the sake of it, we're going to work with these dimensions and we'll modify this area just a little bit. So when you want to modify it to like your specific room space, right here, edit floor plan. See how it says it right there? Yep. You click on edit floor plan. Now you get these dots. Alright, now let's just say we have a small little indent in our table that makes it like a big square with a tiny square at the end. Alright, so click on this corner. We'll bring it down to like right here, but we don't like that angle. We still want it square, so now we can click this dot and pull it back up and make it level, and we'll put it right there as close as we can, and then this is squared off. Oh nope, I'm no expert, so there we go. Alright, so you kind of have a L shape. That's just what you got to do. Figure out your centimeters, or figure out your feet, convert it to centimeters, and then adjust this box. I mean, this thing is adjustable by any direction. I mean, if I click on the dot, it is. I can have a ridiculous setup like that. Who knows? Who knows what your available space is? But this box, you can adjust to whatever you want. But for the sake of the video, let's just, keep it kind of simple so you guys get the basics of it. Alright, sure, they're not perfect, but they're close enough. Now, knowing your inventory in the corners, the amount of straights, and all that stuff matters. I mean, crossovers, over here you have your digital selection, and you can see you got your crossovers and pit lane stuff and all this. I mean, when I have crossovers and all that, I just count them as normal straights, and I'll put the crossovers wherever I want after I figure out my floor plan or my layout. So, we'll go back to regular tracks over here. Alright, so you want a straight piece to start out. You want your layout to be completely almost flush with the front of your table, right? And you want to run this long stretch as far as you can. Instead of going over here and grabbing a new one, you don't actually have to do that. You can just click this red button right here, and it just keeps adding the same piece. So we'll go the full length as far as we can go before we need to turn. And you got to think about what size turn you want. And these things, and you hold the cursor over it, it changes. It tells you right up here, curve 130. If you move it down one, boom, curve 160. It tells you. And 230, 330, 415. There's also another way to figure out what turn is what. So let's bring each one out. Here's 160, or yeah, here's 130, 160, 230, 330, and 415. Now, it's hard to tell what those are. So what this paint tray right here will help you figure that out. Because these turns right now, they're all just black and white. You can see the sizes, you can kind of see the differences. But if you click this paint tray, it gives you a better idea, so you know. Look, the sharpest, half of this 160 is a 130. So we got 130, 160, which are the sharpest. Then you got the 230, that's still kind of sharp. 330 and 415. It makes it a lot easier to depict what you're using. So let's just say we want to start cornering off right here. So maybe we'll just start with a 230, which is yellow, which is also this one. And we'll start shooting up, and when you want another turn of that, you don't have to keep going back. You just click the red button and keep going as far as you want. You want another straight, you can grab one from here, or you can just grab one from right next to the track and just add another one real quick by pushing the red button. And alright, you want to go into 330 turns, which are the green ones. Boom. And you want a couple more of those, so you just click that red dot a couple times to add a couple more. And it just works with every piece. Now you want to go into 415, but not that direction. You can just move your cursor a little bit and it'll change the direction in which it's turning. It's a little finicky, as you see. It's not that easy. Well, I mean, it is easy, but the computer will decide what it wants to do, because, well, that's the way it is. There's in 230, you can just keep building off it the way you want. So another nice thing I figured out, sometimes I had pieces I didn't want anymore, like, maybe I don't like this, so I used to drag it, or click it and hold, and drag it all the way over to the trash barrel. You have to wait for it to light up red to get rid of it, by the way. Or you can hang your cursor over that piece that you don't want and hit backspace on your keyboard, and it'll get rid of those pieces you don't want. So, yep, here's another piece. Oh, maybe I don't want that piece anymore. Hold your cursor over it and hit backspace. Gone. Alright, so we've covered quite a bit of things. Okay, so you need a floor plan to begin with. So you click display floor plan. Boom, there's our box. And you can edit the floor plan by clicking on this next. And then you can change it to whatever your dimensions are. Okay? I mean, whatever it is, you can move it all over the place. You just have to translate feet into centimeters. That's all you got to do. And I use Google for that, so it's not that hard. So once you have your full plan, you can get rid of that stuff. It doesn't matter. Or you can still have it display it so you don't go outside your table or whatever, your space. Alright, so we covered that. So, you don't understand what these turn sizes are, you can just hold the cursor over it and it'll tell you right here, 130 degree. Go down one more, boom, it tells you you're using 160. Move down right there, 230. Let's go down to the straight. Oh, tells you straight, standard. And you got your third. So I mean, it's really not that hard, but there are tips and tricks that make it a lot easier. It took me a long time to figure out, like for instance, this whole section of track, which is just an example, just like this box. If you don't like that angle of this thing, but of this piece of track, you can change the whole angle without deleting it and redoing it. All you got to do is click and hold the cursor and drag the box over all the track and highlight it, and then click and hold anywhere on this track, and you can move this entire piece around. So like, you'd rather have this corner up here, but oh no, this piece is hanging out up there. Alright, no problem. See these blue dots? You click on these blue dots, you can turn and manipulate the whole thing to go the way you want it. Like, that's not, obviously that's way off our table, so now we can pull it back in and put it right in that corner as best we can, but now this is off. So we can click these blue dots again. No, we don't want to go that way. Alright, maybe we'll just go that way for the sake of the video. And then move it back into our table. Okay, so now it fits perfect. That's the way you want it, right? Unclick it. Boom. We're back to just adding more track if we want. So, yeah, I mean, it's really not that hard to figure out. Slow this video down. Every time you hear me talk about something that you're having a hard time with, pause it and re-listen to it. Okay, so up here we have this paint tray highlights and indicates what the corners are. Okay, so this is the half of 160 turn, which is the sharpest. So now we have all the colors out here. Okay, and it's just a matter of learning it and using it. I mean, it is pretty simple, but you got to get used to it. So there's not much else to be said on this. It really is pretty easy. You just got to mess with stuff and figure it out. You know, that's what I did. I'm making this video just to help everybody out with some quick, easy pointers. But then over here in your menu, we'll cover this real quick, okay? You have your shoulders. You can click on that. Look, boom. There's all your shoulders for all the tracks. But you don't really need this at all, because like you see how there's the red dots? There's the red dot in front that will add track. The red dots on the side automatically add border. Ins and outs, or inside and outside. The only thing it doesn't add for you are these tiny ins and out pieces. That's the only thing it doesn't add for you. So like even on these straights, you want to add, you know, the borders, you just click on the red dot on the outside. But if you want to add track, you click on the outside red. And even before, like I said, you see it now. Oh, you don't like that. Okay, you don't like that anymore. You can just highlight the whole freaking track and absolutely turn it or whatever, move it whichever way you want. I'm using a mouse, not my keypad mouse, so you can typically rotate. Oh yeah, that's what the blue dots are for. Duh. You know, you guys see, I still don't have everything down, but it's a start. And these things will help you immensely, because it is a pain in the ass trying to figure out yourself. So if you just keep building off of there, I mean, you guys, this is a pretty good starter video. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, you got your digital tracks. I already told you that. I mean, lane change, double lane change, whatever, pit lane stuff. So I hope that helps, because I'm done now. Happy racing, guys.